Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond Profit, a Global Perspective. I'm Mark, and I want to talk a little bit about executive summaries. I have a lot of students, several professionals ask me, how do you write one of these things? And it's a little confounding, and so I just want to take a little bit of time and break that down. An executive summary can be something that you put on the front end of nearly any report. The idea is to try to do a summary for the executive. Big surprise, right? But how to make that work, what to include in that, sometimes that's another question. So let's talk about it. If you're getting a lot out of these videos, I'd like to remind you to please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others. Certainly want to help out people as much as possible when it comes to this professional development and just trying to help people with their careers and their education and so on. And of course, leave some comments. Like if there's something I can do to help you out, if there's a new video you want me to make, I'd be happy to put that together for you. Just talk to me, let me know. Likewise, we have a great university here at University St. Mary. This is my FBLA t-shirt, Future Business Leaders of America. We've got a group here of undergraduates that do that. I also teach in the MBA program, so I welcome you to come down here and study with us if you like. All right, so this is one thing that you haven't done yet, but it's something that is important, and we're going to talk about how to do it. How many of you have ever written an executive summary for a report before? This is something that you write that goes on the front end of your report. The reason why we put it at the front end of the report, but we work on it last, is because it's a summary, right? Once everything's together, then you know how to summarize it. If it's not together, then you don't know what to work with. So the idea is you put your entire report together, and all this is a brief summary of what is in the report itself. Should be maybe a page, 2 pages, something like that. If you're getting closer to 1 page, I'm not so worried about the double spacing thing necessarily. You could do a couple of pages, maybe double spaced, but it should be somewhere around there. And so it should be very, very concise. It's designed for executives and officials who want to know what is in the document, but they don't have time to read the whole report. It should quickly and succinctly explain the advantages of the plan, including the market potential, how it uniquely fulfills a key company need, and it should include a summary of recommendations. What is its purpose, right? First of all, it should be getting the attention of your reader and trying to get them to read the whole document. So it does that. It does provide a summary for those who can't read the whole thing. So it is called an executive summary because the assumption is that some executives may not have time to read the whole thing. And if they can look at it, it's sort of like it's an annotated table of contents, if you will, right? It's like I can look at this thing and say, oh, right, okay, this is sort of where they think, how much money they think they're going to make. Well, let's look at those. That seems crazy. Let me look at the finance section and double check that, right? And so at a glance, people can assess what the report is about and its likelihood for success. So that's part of what you're trying to do. It also summarizes the necessary information for future meetings or actions. So even if they don't go into all the details, they can say, okay, well, this is what we need to do next, or I need to pass this report on to this person, or here's the next set, here's the next meeting. So that's what we need, or that's the purpose of it. To kind of give you a bullet point of the things to include, right? First, you do need a brief statement of purpose, right? Hopefully that's obvious, but I've seen some executive summaries where you just sort of like jump in and you just start listing things, right? You should say, the purpose of this report is to, move this company into this place, right? So it's kind of like a thesis statement. You need something like that in there. The necessary background information, and keep in mind, I have in italics, necessary. Right, you don't want a lot of background information. Anything that is really background, most of it they should be able to go into the report and go and find. So If you have to share something in order for something else to make sense, then definitely include it, right? But only as necessary. You need a concise analysis, a summary of the most important parts of the plan. You will not get to share everything in those first couple of pages. Think about it in a way as sort of like a pitch. You have to be selective. Like, what kinds of things do you think your boss needs in order for them to make a decision about whether to greenlight this project? And you just stick it there as a summary in those first couple of pages. And finally, right, what did you discover? What are your recommendations? So I should be able to look at the end of an executive summary and say, all right, they think we should greenlight this project and move this company into this country. Or maybe they don't greenlight the project. Maybe they've done all this research and after all, it's not maybe the best plan in the world. Or maybe, it will only work if X, Y, and Z happens, right? So, or this is, we hope to make this much money, or I don't know, just something that you think is going to be a key selling point, something that's going to make a recommendation, so somebody's going to kind of know where to go with that, what to do with that. That's what you need to conclude with. And as I said, you've got to be selective, it needs to be brief, and for some people this is maybe one of the most challenging parts of a report, because it's easy to do a lot. Sometimes it's hard to do just a little. And so figuring out what that's going to be. But that is the goal of your executive summary, right? That's what you're going to be doing. So that's all I got on executive summaries. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Until next time on Beyond Profit, a Global Perspective, I'll see you later.